3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is happening.
Welcome back to Caveman Chronicles.
Oof.
We got Taimy today.
Hello.
So introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Tell the world.
Oh, okay.
Tell the YouTube fans.
Tell the universe. So my name is Taimy, and you can find me on Instagram as a Happy Soul Yoga, and I'm a yoga instructor, and I am so very thankful to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for thinking that I should go ahead and voice my opinion in certain
No
things.
problem.
Of course.
Totally. It's awesome.
What brought you into yoga? Like, how did your yoga career start?
Literally, I woke up, it was like in December of, what was it, last year? The year before that? And I literally said, okay, I'm going to go into yoga.
That's all it all takes. It just takes that one.
Yeah.
That one step, that one thought. You know, this is what I want to do.
So literally everybody has told me, you don't go to yoga, yoga comes to you. So I don't know if it's that it came into a dream or whatever the hell happened. But, I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
The way I think about it, it's just a thought. A thought
Yeah.
that you said, let me just start doing yoga. And you're right, it does come to you because it came to you. It came to your thought. You know what?
Right.
Probably didn't dream about it. You probably didn't even think about it before anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just said one day, I want to do yoga. And then you fell in love with it. And that's how it is with any sport or anything. You just go ahead and do it.
Right.
That's how we started doing the podcast. We just started doing the podcast
Which
because
I think is awesome.
we wanted to do it.
Which I think is awesome. So I literally just said, okay, I'm going to start doing yoga. My boyfriend, he went ahead and for Christmas that year, he got me my first yoga mat. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go do yoga. There was a place by my house.
Yeah.
I went to it. The first day I walk in, the lady, the owner of the studio, love her, Liz, she goes to me, so why are you here? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't know. And after I left that day, I left with so much energy and like emotions, and I was like, this is my life. This is what I want to do. And I want to show this and share this with people. And the more and more and more that I did yoga, I started finding out things about myself that were kind of hidden deep inside. And I mean, you guys know me from back in the day, but there was a lot of darkness in my past. And there's still some, hidden darkness inside. Not like emo. Not totally emo.
Kind of dark hair.
Yeah,
dark colors.
Yeah, totally. Fucking like
a lot of people go through
purple,
phases.
yeah.
We all go through. I had a rocker stage when I was in middle school, so.
Yeah, but
So go on.
the partying, the drinking, the eating shit all the time because that's life and this is how I need to feel.
Yeah.
Literally, I can't go somewhere if I'm not under the influence because I need to have a great time. So yoga literally made me feel that ecstasy feeling without being on ecstasy, without having a drink. Literally being able to finally feel what it is that I was feeling and being able to say, okay, now I'm freaking aligned. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come to you and I'm going to teach you some things that are going to help you physically, but not only physically, also mentally, emotionally. If God forbid you're in an abusive relationship, you can snap out of it and say, you know what? This came to me while I was doing yoga and breathing and releasing and letting go of all this toxic energy. I'm going to go back home and I'm going to tell that person, you know what? This is done. Like, I cannot do this. You're bad for me.
Yeah.
So I want to do that for people, and that's what I've been doing.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned earlier while we were just talking before.
Yeah, but
recording
you
about
do
your business.
classes.
You have your
Okay.
classes.
Yes, so I do privates. I go to people's homes, or if somebody doesn't have space in their home, or they don't want me to go to their house, which I totally respect. We could go to a park somewhere that's public or whatever. And a lot of the times, if it's guys and I don't know you, I will totally say let's go to a park.
Yeah, that's
Because-
definitely a smart move.
Because I don't trust everyone in that sense. Also, I tell my family where I will be at from what time to what time. This is a person's address or whatever the case may be. And then I also talk to people before I even go and do a session with them. Get to know you a little bit before. Why do you want yoga now? Like, why is yoga now coming to you? And then also, how did you hear about me? I also teach.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Or Caveman Chronicles, your own then.
There you go.
And then I also teach at 2 studios. I teach at Beautiful Home, which again, Liz is the owner. That's where I started, and I'm so grateful. And
That's
thankful.
awesome. They
Yeah.
gave you a chance
Yeah,
to start.
that's really good.
I
They gave
did
an
my
opportunity.
training with her, and she's fabulous. She's absolutely wonderful. And that's honestly the only studio that I've been at, and I will be at, like, indoor studio, because I am also teaching now at another studio, but it's all outdoors. And there's a ton of vegan food. So even if you're not vegan,
I should bring in some
try out
red meat
the
in
food.
there. When we show up one day,
Just
at least have
sprinkle some bacon on there.
sprinkle some bacon on top,
Oh
and
my
don't say anything. Just guys, this is vegan bacon. This is
Beer?
This is alright.
Kidding. They are also a sanctuary for animals. So
Oh,
no. Yeah, they're called aguacate. They're by bird. I don't know.
I've seen you post about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So my brother is not vegan or vegetarian or anything.
He's now vegan?
He's not.
Oh, he's not
He's
vegan.
not, like, at all.
Okay.
And he went when we did, like, our launch for the whole yoga thing, and he had a pan con bistec. Obviously, it's not like real pan con bistec. It's vegan. And he's like, damn, this is actually really good.
So how do they do that? Do you know how they make those?
So it
fake
depends. Like,
steaks?
there's different fruits that you can literally, like, peel, whatever, and it kind of looks like meat, but it's not really. It's like jackfruit.
Like okay.
Like jackfruit.
So they use a
like-
lot of that to create like.
Yeah.
Well,
or tofu.
I went to like a little house party, like great get together type of deal.
Mhm.
By the way, I'm gonna
Like
put it
a
out
year
there.
back.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put it out there. If I'm like just a little bit, I was sick. Just
Oh,
saying
it's
it.
fine. It's fine. It's
Just
fine.
saying it.
No big deal.
Well, going back, I went to his house and they brought out so-called chicken wings.
Okay.
Took a bite of it. It was fucking
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
I was so pissed because they didn't tell me anything. My ass, I got it. I was like, damn, this shit looks fucking good. I take a fucking bite. Fucking cauliflower, bro. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding
But
me.
wasn't it good?
No, it was fucking horrible.
I mean, it's definitely not good when you're expecting
Yeah,
real chicken.
right.
I was expecting
And you're
real chicken because these guys,
I get it.
like at least the guy that invited me, he's not vegan, but his wife is.
I've had some vegan meals. I've had like cauliflower,
Okay.
looked like wings. I got a friend up in Tampa that was in Tallahassee with us. That she's not vegan. She's kind of like you. She's like, wait, did you say you were vegan?
No, I'm
Vegetarian.
vegetarian.
Okay, yeah, she's a vegetarian.
I try.
So she's a very heavy vegetarian.
Mhm.
But she does eat meat from time to time. But
Okay.
like she avoids red meat. She avoids like maybe like fish or something.
Okay. She's
So
pescatarian.
she's made like kind of like these vegan, but she does it for health reasons too, right? Because
Okay.
a lot of things affect her.
Mhm.
But so that's when I've tried it. They're pretty good, like
Right.
nothing wrong with vegan meals. Like some vegan meals can really taste good. Just like people talk about like, oh, I can't eat healthy because healthy food tastes so bad. It's like you can make a healthy dish taste really good.
No, that's
And you don't
true.
have
I
to eat
agree on
junk
that.
food. So there's plenty of vegan meals out there that I've kind of touched here and there that they're really good. Just they're not my I want to do this every day.
Right.
situation.
I totally get it. Like, have you ever had pineapples on pizza?
That's
No,
disgusting.
what are you doing, girl?
That's murder to a pizza.
Murder.
That's like
Okay.
a sin to the pizza gods.
Okay, wrong
Yeah.
one. Have you ever had, I don't know, like onions on your pizza?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same thing. You're having something healthy on your pizza. Pizza's not like super healthy.
Dash of healthy. Just a dash.
Dash.
Let me just sprinkle some.
Sprinkle some onions on here. I'm
Like
trying to watch my
cheese,
cholesterol.
light sauce, put some onions.
No bread, just the
Let me
cheese
have
and
my
sauce.
veggies.
No
Let me
bread,
have my
just
veggies.
cheese, sauce, and pineapples. Oh, man.
That's disgusting. No. Actually, like pineapples.
So anything else you do? Like where can people find you to do like public classes or like group classes or something?
So on a monthly basis, my friend and I, who she's also a yoga instructor, she got certified with me, Jessica, love her dearly. We went ahead and we started doing these community classes, and we try to kind of do them like holidays, and if there's not a holiday, we'll make something up. But now we have one coming up in October 26th, if I'm not mistaken, and it's in Tropical Park for Halloween, so it's like totally Halloween themed, and yes, we're dressing up.
We should definitely go to one of her classes.
I went to one, man. It was
Yeah.
good. It was good. It was
Yeah,
it was
fun.
dude. It
Totally.
was first of all, I
Definitely.
swore to my
I gotta
God.
say that. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
it was hot.
It was a workout. No, it wasn't just it was hot, but it was a workout, bro. It's not like it's not pussy.
No, I know yoga's intense.
It's not pussy.
Like I've lost my flexibility and all because I haven't done any baseball stretches or anything, so my flexibility's total shit now.
Even without
Especially, I have a
flexibility.
torn labrum, so I don't have full range of motion.
I didn't either.
But when I do yoga and when it's repetitive, you do the
Mhm.
stretches, the poses every now and then, like you do it repetitive.
Mhm.
I'll feel my my flexibility coming back. Like I'll feel it coming
Dude,
back.
you stretch
Yeah,
out, bro.
dude,
Dude,
stretch
it
out.
takes strength.
And once you're
It takes
done,
strength
it
to
takes
do it.
strength. Once you're done, at least for me, when I'm done, I feel so great, super stretched out, super relaxed. Like I feel like I just woke up.
You definitely let go of a lot.
Yeah.
When you're doing yoga, it's totally different than saying, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym because, and I was just talking to my friend about it the other day, and she goes to the gym, she lifts weights, and I used to do that all the time. And what happens when you're lifting? You stop breathing.
Yes.
You're exhausted, you're tired, you feel bad. Maybe you end up leaving with more stress and more tension on your body, your joints and bones all together. So you're leaving, yeah, you had a good workout. But fuck, now you're gonna come home and you're gonna be like, I hate my day. I mean, it's feel good, but I hate my day.
Well, this is what I do when I work out. I do my workout, I get a hard workout in, and then once I'm done, I'll have a good cool down session, just stretching out. I don't just automatically leave the gym completely.
So yeah, when I went to her
tired.
class, they had two different type of yogas. There was one that was really intense at first, and dude, they got you beating your heart beating like you're like, oh crap, man, I'm not gonna make it.
I'm gonna pass out.
And then that was her partner, right? That was her partner, and then she comes in after an hour or so, about an hour, right? Of the first yoga, it was up to an hour class or something.
It was like 35 minutes.
Oh,
of
man.
each.
Are you that out of shape, bro?
No, bro, fuck you. That shit was hard. Fuck you.
It's not easy.
No, I agree. I've taken like these yoga classes in LA Fitness.
But
Yeah, explain that.
Explain the difference between the LA Fitness yoga and your
Okay.
yoga, like your.
I love my people that do yoga at gyms. I do. Would I do it if I need to? But I won't. Why? Because when you go to a yoga studio that's just for that, you don't only get the physical workout, you also get the benefits of the mental, how I was explaining earlier. You're going to feel different emotions and everything. They do Savasana at the end, which is corpse
And what's
pose.
that?
You're literally laying down on your mat and you're breathing. You have your eyes closed, you have the palms of your hands either facing upwards or
One of
down.
the greatest moments.
You are completely relaxed and you're just surrendering. You're letting everything go right there. Everything you fought in the beginning of your practice or you were trying to battle against, you're completely letting go at that moment. Now, Savasana could go from 5 to 10 minutes. Some people do it a little bit longer. I like to stay in between 7 and 10 minutes. Depending on your instructor, they'll come around, they'll put a little bit of essential oils around their hands, they'll come around so you can smell it. When you breathe that in, you kind of just relax and calm down a little bit more. Some people like to take their little eye bags and they put it over their eyes just so they could relax a little bit more, a little towel, anything. And it's just your time to now breathe and kind of just take in everything that you did.
Okay.
In a regular, and not in a regular place, in a yoga studio, they'll take you through that. You'll go ahead and you'll have that experience. You'll have either a drum, which I take my steel tongue drum, for at the ending when people are in that relaxed state. You'll hear these melodies, you'll hear these tones around you. It becomes like a meditative state. It does, it becomes a meditative state.
Yeah.
So you'll have either somebody that has their drum, their sound bowls, which sounds amazing. If you're in that state, some people have, a little bit of a spiritual music in the background. Some people won't do that. They'll just have like nature music, anything like that. Now, when you go ahead and go into a gym, because they consider, because we also om at the beginning and at the end of practice, and not everybody does it, and that's whatever. It is what it is, and out of respect, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But when you go to a gym, they don't do that. They don't let you turn off the lights at the end of practice. And I know because I have friends that teach there, which is why I say I love my people. And if you do it, kudos to you and my respect to you. When you're in a studio base, they allow you to take all these different props with you. And a lot of the studios should have props already. If they don't, well, you take your own. Your drums, your sound bowls at the end, we om, which it's unfortunate that a lot of people think that om is something religious. It's not. Om is fucking something vibrational, right? Like, that's why I could say om and then say the word fucking right after it, because it's not something religious. I'm not going deep into a religion. I'm not hitting, any Hindu, religion or anything like that. I'm literally just speaking about the vibration. When you speak, there's a vibration you feel in your body, right?
Correct, yeah.
Right. When you speak, when you breathe, you feel some sort of vibration, even when you're breathing.
Yeah.
You feel that inside. So when we om to begin the practice and to end it, we're literally unifying all of that, energy. So that's the huge difference between a gym. They don't allow you to do that. They don't let you turn off the lights. They don't let you play like, you know, relaxing, chills, or maybe even spiritual music. And spirituality and religion are two totally different things, but that's a different topic. So yeah, that's my view on gym.
So I think we just
jump into the first topic. Alright, so
abortions. Should they or should they not be
abortions
legal?
be legal?
Okay.
So what do you guys think?
What do you
guys think?
I think abortion should be legal
Mm-hmm.
to a certain extent. Not 20 weeks. 20 weeks is a little much. Abortion pre-birth, I think it is. Pre-birth abortion.
Late term abortion?
No, I saw here it is like pre-birth abortion. Like it's literally the baby comes out. They take the feet first out.
Yeah, late term.
Late term. Yeah, they leave the head inside
inside
the woman. No, they don't stab it. They let the baby suffocate.
That legitimately hurts my soul just thinking about it.
That's kind of.
But that's a legit thing.
It is a legit thing.
They stab her in the back of the head too.
Yeah, it's a legit thing, and there's actually 3,000, 5,000 of them happening to, not today, but year round. 3,000 to 5,000 late term abortions.
So what do you think about
Okay,
just abortion?
so-
So let's not focus so much on extremes, right? Like either late term or
just a question.
Like
just
rape
a question.
or
Just a question.
incest.
Should it
abortion
be
be legal?
Yeah, people focus on extreme cases, like if it's rape, it should be allowed. If it's
Right.
incest, it should be allowed. Or if it's late term or stuff like that, all these kind of just in general, should it or should it not be legal?
It should.
Why?
Now, I'm a very spiritual person, and I have my own, yes or no for certain things, but I'm also thinking of my women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me as a woman, I have a mother, obviously. Both of you do as well, obviously. But I'm also thinking of my friends, my goddesses, my women around me.
Yeah.
I do not want to be the one to tell them what they can and cannot do with their body. I have never experienced that. And I feel sympathy and I feel that pain that a woman goes through when they have to go through it.
Yeah.
Because I do know people that have had to go through it. And the pain that they feel, not only physically, but also emotionally, that scars you, it traumatizes you when you have to go through it. But there's a reason why they chose to do that with their body, with their unborn child. Now, it depends why you chose to do that.
So you think so from what I'm understanding, you're saying yes because you shouldn't tell somebody what to do with their body.
Most definitely.
So that's like the premise of your argument.
Most definitely.
I agree. I definitely agree with what you say there.
I know you guys agree. I
agree on that because women have the choice.
So give me a second. Let me put my premise out.
Alright, go.
So my premise is I don't agree with
Okay.
abortion at all. I think it should be illegal.
Okay.
And
Flat.
tell me why. I want to know why on that one.
So according to her premise and to, I don't know what your full premise is, but it should be illegal because, first of all, the easiest and most basic one is it's murder, right? You're killing.
One, right?
You're killing a child, right? That you're gonna kill a future human that will become a human, no matter how cellular it is at the beginning. If you leave it alone, that's life being produced, and you're terminating that life before it comes to full term.
Okay.
So that's the most basic. On second is, if it is a life, right? We're considering this thing is going to be a life. It's common sense that it will be a life. If you can tell other people what to do with their body, then why can you choose for that child whether it decides to live or not?
That's a good question.
So if that child is a human, and we know it's a human because you're going to produce a human, then why can you decide over that child's life and that child doesn't get a say?
Okay.
You might be right on that, but I agree with Taimy. As she said, women have the choice. I've been in positions where most of my girlfriends, not most of them, but some girlfriends I've had.
You've been having abortions.
I haven't had them, but I've had scares. I've had scares,
Okay.
but luckily they were never pregnant. But I've had friends and I've had people that they've gotten abortions, and I agree. Sometimes people aren't ready for kids.
Okay.
I agree. But
right there. Let me stop you right there. So people shouldn't be ready. In 2019, there's a million and one ways as an exaggeration. There's not really a million and one ways.
No, there is. There's plenty of ways to protect yourself because there are strips that women could use.
So so when you have these scares, right?
Yes.
Oh, I have a scare, so if it does happen, I should be able to just abort it. Is saying, hey, I was irresponsible.
Right.
I let this happen, and now I want to erase my mistake of being irresponsible by. So you're allowing people. You're giving people the freedom to be reckless with their life. So they say, hey, we have this backup plan called abortion. Doesn't matter. You should have maybe used a condom or been on birth control or whatever other way that there is of contraception. Right. You didn't do any of them, and now you have a child. You're pregnant, and quick solution over here. Let's just abort it.
But look, I was in a situation. She didn't get pregnant, but I had a condom break. Mm-hmm. Luckily, she wasn't pregnant. It was just a scare. That wasn't planned. The condom
but you
broke.
feel it, bro. You feel when a condom breaks.
No, because
bullshit. Because I've had plenty of condom breaks, bro.
It really never snapped completely.
I can't say.
It was just broken at the tip. So I never really felt it because it was just at the tip. And when I saw it, I saw the goo just come out. And I was like, oh shit.
I'll give you that one, right?
So if you're under the age of 21, please.
It happens. It's not that you're being irresponsible. Something happens.
She could have been on the pill as well.
But what if the parents don't allow her to be on the pill?
Hold on,
that's an irresponsibility from the parent. You think that your teenage child is not going to be sexually active at some point?
Some parents go on blind, bro. Some parents go into it.
Go in.
No, I love the back and forth. So let me play, devil's advocate. Let's say you, right? You're young. Yep. You're single, right? Because you're about to get married. Thank God with somebody I love. So
I agree on that one.
with somebody I love. So let's say you were younger back in the day. You were single. You go to a club. You get shit-faced wasted. You have a one-night stand. You get her pregnant. The bitch calls you and says, "By the way, I got pregnant with your kid," and she's so intelligent. She's like, "By the way, you're the lad. Eres el padre. Come on.
After party's coming up.
Do something. What do you want?" Maybe she's telling you, I'm not gonna.
What do you mean do something?
Like do something.
Step in.
Speak up, step up, be a man. Now, maybe she says, go ahead, be a man, give me your advice. What do you want to do with me? Okay. Or maybe she says, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna have this kid for me. But then a few months go by and she's like, by the way, child support.
Yeah.
How would you react as a man who didn't have a choice?
Men don't have a choice now.
Men do have a choice.
Men never have a choice.
Men do have a choice.
No, I agree with Mike on this one. Men never have a choice because when I was stuck in that situation, at least in one of my situations, she was gonna have the baby.
No, hold on.
Matter what.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
And she didn't care what my thought was.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. In a respectful situation, right? In a respectful situation, I come to you and I say to you, I am pregnant. What should we do? Okay. Right? Because I'm not by myself. I'm having a kid.
Which doesn't
happen often, but nowadays...
That's a very mature thing.
But nowadays, you know what? I mean, you guys are doing this podcast who's literally telling people, voice your opinion, speak your truth, be your authentic self, come out there and be you, right?
Yes.
So why shouldn't we be mature enough and respectful enough towards one another, towards human beings, and say, listen, exactly,
we should be. The sad truth is
nowadays,
I know that doesn't happen all the time.
Nobody's like that.
But should that situation come up on, then you do have a choice. Not a choice. Because should she go behind you and do whatever she wants to do regardless, you then didn't have a choice. But you had your choice to speak your opinion. Okay. You had your choice to say what you felt. You know what I mean? Okay. Now with her body, you don't have a choice.
But it's not just her body though, right? Because she has a baby inside her.
Right.
So there's that baby's body.
Right.
But in right now in society, it's not seen that way. By the left or by just people in general, even outside of politics, people that are pro-abortion don't see it that way. They see it as it's my body. They don't see that child as an individual. They see that child as a part of the mother, and the mother can do whatever it wants with the child, with the whatever.
But what if, like let's say,
so let's get back to our example, right? So like, if they do tell me, hey, what do you want to do? I always see when I was young, I was reckless, and in my mentality, I remember specifically in 10th grade, I had debate class, and I had to argue this argument.
Wait, we were in the same debate class because I had
the
the
same
argument.
Baldwin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I
he
don't
did it
know.
with all his classes, probably.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
But I know I
we
had
literally
it.
had the same debate class. I
So,
love
of
you,
course.
Baldwin.
When you got one class, I think
I love
teachers are gonna go with the same thing with every single
Not
class.
all the time, but
So I had the
It's a
lot of contact. Yeah, most of the time they go ahead and
So-
do the same thing.
So one thing of his class, or at least what happened with me, was he would put a spin on it, right? So I had to argue against a girl. She was anti-abortion,
Okay.
and I had to be pro-abortion,
Mhm.
right? So my example was that, right? It's like, oh, you have a reckless one night and you made one little small mistake, and why are you gonna let this one mistake define the rest of your life with this child? This child's probably gonna grow up unwanted, with resentment that you don't want this kid. Just like in cases of rape or cases of incest or whatever, these extreme cases. And why do that? Why do that to the child? Why bring the child into a world where it's not wanted, it's not gonna be loved? You might put it up for adoption, and it might live in a system of the government, and it hates its life. Its life is shit. So let's do the right thing, and let's not make it suffer, right? So let's just get rid of it the minute you find out you're pregnant, and boom, have abortion.
Okay, so when you were in Baldwin's class, your opinion towards that, I'm asking just to kind
Has
of
changed.
Yeah, your opinion
So,
has changed. So it's funny because my opinion has changed. When I was in Baldwin, I said no, I would not get an abortion. And still to this day, I think if I were to get pregnant, well, right now, I don't know. It would depend on the situation. Like, God forbid I walked on the street, I get raped, and I got pregnant. I'm not having that baby. I'm sorry. Now, if I think of it consciously, even if I wake up and I'm super scared and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have that child because I was, conscious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
go ahead.
But back in the day, I was the one saying I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this because it's not that child's fault. And you're right, it's not that child's fault. But you never, you said just in general the question.
Yeah.
You never said circumstances. Now, if I'm a fucking grown adult,
Mhm.
right, and I go ahead and I have sex with my partner and I get pregnant, I knew what I was clearly doing because I also know how to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So if I know how to take care of myself, I know how to then be reckless or have an oops baby or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Because I don't have a kid right now. So I've clearly been taking care of myself right now. Now I'm just putting myself in the spot. But it's true that it is what it is.
We're on the same boat.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You
there
don't got a
are
kid, right?
people.
No, I know now there might be a little Randy running around in Tennessee, maybe. I don't know. I'm just joking, guys. But
And there are people that do have those oopses and it's fine, and it's okay. And they have their children and they love them. And I have friends who have, said, oh my God, I got pregnant. And I was taking care of myself. I was on the pill. I was on this. I was on that. And they still ended up getting pregnant. It was meant to be. It was meant to happen. Go for it. If you want to have the baby, go for it.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable. There's people that don't feel comfortable and they still have those babies. And they love their children, but they're going through a very difficult time in their lives because they can't finish school. And I know many people that are going through a difficult time and they have thankfully finished school. It all depends also on willpower, on your choices. Now, we all go through these different experiences in our lives to learn something, right?
Yeah.
So should you go through that abortion or should you not? You're going to learn something from it regardless.
But
Now-
to your example, right? You were saying about if I go down the street, you get
If
raped.
I go down the street and
And you get raped, right? God forbid.
thank God I parked my car outside.
That never happens, right?
No.
So
not in a dark alley.
in an example like that, right? You get raped.
Right.
There's the plan B,
There is.
right? So
Right.
what if you got raped and you think, oh shit, I could have gotten pregnant,
Right.
I don't know, whether you were taking the pill or not, but just to be safe, right? You can go the next day. You have 72 hours. You have 3 days to go to Walmart or have somebody go to Walmart for you or Walgreens, whatever, buy you the pill, take it,
And you're right.
and that's it.
You're
done.
right.
People don't, right?
You're
So
right.
People,
No,
then people
my
don't.
thought on that
People
is-
end up being pregnant, and
You're
then they're
right.
like, "Oh shit! Now I'm pregnant. I didn't do what I should have done." There's plenty of Plan Bs, other steps you can take to prevent these things from happening. They don't do it. They end up pregnant. They're like, "Okay, now I want to abort it." And then sometimes they even wait, right? They wait longer and longer because they're indecisive. Oh man, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? Should I not do it? This babies keep growing. This baby
You're right,
hasn't stopped
you're right.
for your decision, and it's just more and more developed. And then you're just, hey, 20 weeks, 21 weeks, late-term abortion. I don't want this thing anymore.
And I agree.
No,
I
but there
think-
is this one thing where I don't agree with you is when someone gets raped and there's so much shit going on in your
Right,
head that
I
you're not
was
really
saying-
thinking about,
I
am I
understand.
pregnant? Did that guy really shoot inside me?
Right.
Because you're not really
Right,
thinking
but
about
ju-
that. Well, I know it's the truth because there's so much shit going on that you're not really thinking about. Oh man, I might get pregnant.
You're right, bro.
You're thinking about shit. I just got raped, and there's so much shit going on.
Randy, but me as a father, right? If my daughter just got raped, because everyone usually has a father or a mother. Very few people are full orphans out there, but we're talking about normal people, normal cases, right?
Children. Yeah. I mean, they still have parents.
Yeah, they have somebody, they have a friend, somebody. It's like, hey, if you just got raped, as a parent or not, here's this pill, take it real quick, and deal with the situation, right? What the example is, somebody doesn't speak up, they don't say they got raped, and then they end up being pregnant.
That's sometimes.
But if you don't speak up, then you have to be responsible for yourself to say, shit, unfortunately this happened to you. It's very traumatic. A lot of, I can't speak exactly how you feel. And I know it's a horrible, horrible situation, and it shouldn't happen, but it does. But you got to take effect of there could be a child developed from that situation, and you have to do what you need to.
Most of the cases,
sure go
unspoken, though. Most of the cases go unspoken.
But you don't got to tell anybody you got raped to go buy Plan B, bro.
No, not
what
just
if
that.
It's a child?
Huh?
What if it's a child?
A 12-year-old.
Because it's happened. There are cases, and you could look it up because you have your computer. There are cases when there's been little girls that have gotten raped by their fathers, even, or by any other family member or whomever, and they are children. And just because that little girl went through her period at a young age, now she's 9, 10 years old, and she's pregnant.
Okay, but I agree, right? You're right. Okay. You're right. But that goes into extreme cases.
And I'm not here to change minds or ideas. I'm just here to voice my opinion.
No, it's just friendly conversation.
Right.
It's just a discussion of the topic.
Right.
Right. So that's an extreme case, right?
But there are those extreme cases.
Extreme cases do exist, but they are the minority of the majority.
Okay.
The majority is people are just getting pregnant and having abortions.
Okay.
Let's
focus on that. Right. So
I know someone that they've had abortions. We have 2 of them.
I think we all
had 2 abortions.
I think everyone.
I think it was actually like 3. There was like 3 abortions this girl had.
Back to back.
Not back to back.
Okay.
In the time span.
In the time span of like maybe 2 or 3 years.
My only problem is, the more abortions you get, the less chance you're gonna have to actually have a kid that you really want.
Ooh, I have an interesting thing to say about this.
That's it.
Okay, so I've been listening to a lot of, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a psychologist here in Miami, or he studied here in Miami. He's done a lot of talks in UM, FIU. His name is Brian Weiss, by the way. And he's now focusing a lot on hypnosis and past life regressions. And I literally went through 3 of his books in like a matter of days. This man is so knowledgeable. I'm dying to take one of his workshops. Anyways, so he actually went ahead and he put someone under hypnosis who was going through a lot of depression, etc. And he found out about that person that in this life that person hadn't been able to get pregnant and wasn't fertile because in their past lives, like whether you believe or not, I'm sorry, I didn't believe at first because I had never been through it, but once you go through it, maybe things change. Anyways, back to the topic. He found out that person in this current life that she's living right now isn't able to have a child because in her previous lives she had X amount of, I don't remember exactly how many they were, but she had a shit ton of abortions. So, I mean, you come back into this life and now it is what it is. You're now, again, like I said, whether you believe or not, we all come here and we're going to live our karma. That was karma.
I agree with that because I do believe in like reincarnation.
If you're doing it just for shits and fucking giggles, like you don't give a fuck, like, hey, I'm gonna go right now, I'm gonna go fuck some guy in the corner, get pregnant by him the following day, go have an abortion.
It wasn't that type of case. It was they're in a relationship, but they've had abortions and they're trying to have kids. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It makes it harder because you're literally sticking. Well, I don't know what it is you're sticking you, but they kill the fucking baby.
It depends, right? So like,
it depends.
There's different stages.
There are, and there's also different ways. Like I know of a girl.
There's like a medically induced
Yeah.
abortion.
There's also pills.
There's also surgically, depending on how developed the baby is. But so you guys that are for it, why should it be legal? Why should it be legal for? We're talking about regular cases. We're not talking about the extreme cases of children pregnancies getting raped by their fathers, right? So
Regular cases.
regular.
I already told you
regular
why. I don't want
Why?
you to tell me what to do with my body.
But
I
then I told you, but that's not just your body, right?
I
That baby has his own body.
understand. It's that child's, and that's why I think right now how it's regulated. Okay, I mean, an entire baby hasn't been formed. It's just becoming formed.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. But it's a baby nonetheless.
if I see,
But it's not feeling anything at that
It doesn't
stage.
matter.
not
No, but there are people that fall in that case that say a baby's gonna feel
Yeah.
stuff. But at that stage,
you're talking about what, like still like
still a fucking
embryo.
embryo.
Yeah, that's
Still
what I
embryo.
mean. Like
Yeah, at that stage, because
Again-
once it's late term, not late term, but once you're
once you're like
I'd say
3 months.
3 months
Yeah,
in,
once you're close to the 20-week mark and over,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
no.
a full
that's
developed
a
baby.
full
But
murder
remember-
case right there, bro. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with. I don't agree with late term abortions with 20 weeks
No.
abortions. I don't agree with that because
No.
you're taking out
But
a whole
okay,
baby.
go let her say what she was
Okay.
gonna say.
Let's say you find out you're pregnant. You're 4 weeks, right?
Yeah,
Because
4 or 5 weeks.
4 or 5 weeks because you just missed your
Missed your
period. You just found out. I think if you want to do it, go for it and do it right then and there as soon as you find out. Because the longer you wait, you're right. There's a human being growing inside of
Yeah.
you, and think about it. Like, and I said it before. I know people who have had to go through it, and it's not only painful for the baby, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Because maybe they do feel something. I don't know because I'm not, in there right now. But maybe they do feel something.
Whether they feel it or not, it's irrelevant.
Whether they feel it or
It's
not,
irrelevant.
it's irrelevant because you're also as a human being, as a woman, you're feeling someone literally going ahead and taking your baby. Forget about you, men, whatever.
Right?
They're
That's
That's another discussion.
taking
That's
your
another
baby,
Yeah.
away. Like, it's not even taking away. It's just like you said, putting that delete button. But some people have to do it. Some people even have to do it for medical reasons,
But,
like
but
how
at that stage, what medical reason it exists that you need to have
that they
abortion?
literally tell you, listen, your baby, you're not gonna live, or you have cancer and you can't have this baby.
Hey, there's people
Because I know
there's-
people that
there's
have gone
had
through it.
cancer.
Or
No, but
or
there's
the
people that
person
are
has
going through
AIDS
such a
and
deep
you're
state
gonna
of cancer.
transmit AIDS to your fucking baby.
There's cases.
Would you want
where
your kid to live with
absolutely-
AIDS?
Huh?
If someone, let's say you have
If I had
AIDS
AIDS,
and
or
your
my
wife has
had-
AIDS,
no, my wife has AIDS.
or your wife has AIDS and she's pregnant, would you want that kid to come out with AIDS?
Well-
to die in a few months?
I should have never gotten her pregnant in the first place, though, right? Then it goes back to my argument of erasing your mistakes.
And it goes back to
It goes back
you fucking
to
up.
you fucking up.
Exactly. But
Exactly.
it's
And then
not
we'll go-
okay.
we'll
It's
go-
not okay
we'll-
just because I fucked
we'll
up
go like this.
to delete someone else's
We'll go
life.
like this. How about kids that are in high school getting pregnant?
And
I
it
know.
happens in
It's the
high
same
school.
argument. It's the same
It
argument.
is the same
You're
argument.
fucked up. You're
Fucked
as a
up,
parent.
but
As
you
a parent, your parents should have warned you. Hey, if you're gonna have sex,
Ooh.
wrap it up. If you're a girl, hey, get on the birth control pill. Take all these precautions. You did it. Hey, people, I'm sorry, pero
they always talked about the marker tops
This is great.
in
This
high
is-
school. They always talked about the marker tops. in
Not
the
to
marker tops.
everyone.
Condoms.
oh,
I'm like, hello.
They're marker tops.
just let's not confuse people.
But
Not every family is that open.
Yeah.
I know people that
okay,
literally
so what?
have
It doesn't
been-
matter. Just
Look,
because
I
you're
had a girlfriend. One of my girlfriends.
I
Her
love
dad
all
literally
these
thought. Her dad literally thought she lost her virginity to me.
okay.
And the dad goes to me, "Hey, congratulations." And I was
What?
like, "If only you knew your girlfriend had already fucking
girlfriend,
4
your
guys."
daughter?
Your daughter.
Your daughter had 4 guys under her belt
Oh
already.
my god.
Like,
But
come on.
look,
Like,
it's-
some parents don't really know.
doesn't
Some
matter.
parents
though.
don't know
It doesn't matter.
And she
though.
wasn't taking
Right?
anything.
Each other.
Wasn't taking anything at all. The only thing she was taking was not even taking. We would go to fucking Walmart or Walgreens, and they have these pesticide strips that you stick up your vagina.
Wait, what?
What?
Not
You-
pesticide.
not pesticide.
Spermicide.
Spermicide.
strips.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, spermicide. I'm sorry. I was trying to get the word, but it wouldn't come out, and then it came out wrong. The spermicide strips. You stick it up your vagina, and it kills. It's
Okay.
like wearing a condom,
But for
but for women.
Okay, P.S.
And there.
Everyone. He hasn't even.
So-
he hasn't even drank.
I know, you're still in
That's
the first. You're
the
still
size
in the
of-
first.
No, this is the second beer. Relax. The second beer.
For real?
You're a little
people-
slow.
When?
You're a little slow.
No. I'm on my second beer.
Yeah, we're on our second beer. Look, there's 2 beers down here.
Oh
Two
my
empty ones.
god. Anyway.
2 empty ones, bro. It's alright.
But go,
I'm not gonna
so
let that one go.
back to that. Back to the
I know.
not knowing, right? Your
I
parents
know.
not raising you right. It's irrelevant. That's not just because you're ignorant doesn't mean
It's not ignorance.
It
I'm
is
a
ignorance.
fucking 9-year-old child.
We're not talking about
high
extreme
school
cases.
child.
We're not talking about extreme cases. We're talking
Okay, high
about
school
normal,
High school
mature
kids getting
people.
pregnant.
We're talking
Normal, mature people.
We're talking about normal people, like
Normal people.
What age? What age do you call normal? What age?
Explain normal.
The
to
minute
me.
you become sexually active, so like
No.
high school,
I disagree.
high school.
No, I agree. I
and
disagree
I will
on
put
that.
myself
We're not
out
normal
there.
people?
No, I'm gonna.
They're irregular people.
No,
They're
they just don't
abnormal?
know. They just don't. They don't know they don't understand the consequences.
It
No.
doesn't-
They
it
don't
doesn't
understand
matter.
that.
It doesn't
And they don't
matter.
understand that.
That's the parents' responsibility, right? To teach them what the response. To
We
teach
need a
them
button.
what happens, right? If the parents never taught them, if they're right now you're 15 years old and you're ignorant of the law, but you killed somebody. Oh, I didn't even know that it was illegal to kill people. Your ass is still going to jail, bro. Ignorance of the law doesn't give you innocence.
Ignorance of the law.
Doesn't give you
I'm trying
innocence.
to let that sink in.
Just because you don't know it's a law doesn't mean you can
To
get away
have
with it.
sex is a law.
No.
Explain this to me.
No, we're not talking about sex, right? That's
Okay.
an example. Like,
Okay.
just because I'm ignorant of a law, like if I
Okay.
didn't know, shooting guns in my backyard is illegal, right? And I take out a shotgun and I shoot straight into the air. Somebody calls the cops on me. The cops come. They're like, "You shot the shotgun. You're getting arrested." Oh, but I didn't know it was illegal. It doesn't matter that I didn't know. I'm still guilty of breaking that law.
Of course.
So it doesn't matter that your parents didn't teach you, like, hey, you should be responsible and not get pregnant.
Right.
It doesn't matter that you as an individual never decided, maybe I should figure out what to take care of myself or what are the responsibilities of this thing and I just have sex unprotectedly.
Right.
It doesn't matter that you were ignorant or that your parents were ignorant. You still did it, you still got pregnant. That doesn't give you an excuse to get an abortion.
But I just feel. I just
It's my
feel.
body.
I feel people.
But it's not just your body.
But it's my body.
What if you get peer
It's the
pressured
body's
into?
body
What if
as
you
well.
get peer pressured into having unprotected sex?
Right. Listen, I was
Again, that happens
thinking
a lot
of
in
that
high school.
right now,
It
yeah.
happens in high
It
school a lot.
doesn't. It just that argument doesn't matter though.
How does it not
literally
matter?
get
Because
girls.
just because they peer pressured you,
Right.
unless it's rape, unless they're raping you, which is an extreme case that we're not trying to talk about.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. But peer pressure can be rape. Because I'm not gonna
Okay,
say anything.
but we're talking about just peer pressuring you to use unprotected sex. We're not talking about
No, peer pressure you to have sex. No, it's peer pressure to use unprotected sex. It's like, oh, it feels better. It's
Right,
You
and,
know,
and
it's
then we
not
go
bad.
again
It's
into
an
the domestic
irresponsible
violence
decision.
conversation because there are, and whatever, there have been cases, right, where the man will tell the woman and they're in a relationship, have sex with me right now or you don't love me. That goes back into domestic violence. You're manipulating that girl or woman, depending how old that person is, right, to have sex because that's how love is supposedly shown, right? So technically, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Someone could go ahead and get pregnant that way as well. And
Some
then
people
so
have
she
sweet
had
pull-out
no
games.
choice.
no, she had a choice.
No,
She
did
committed
not.
it. She
did
committed.
not
She
have a
committed her choice.
She did not have
She
a
didn't
choice.
have to.
It's rape.
No.
Yes, it is.
If a guy tells you we need to have sex now,
And she's laying there without any choice because she's afraid of you, not you necessarily,
Yeah.
but of the person.
well, one thing is
I'm
they're
talking-
forcing you, and one thing is if we're just plain discussion saying, "Hey, have sex with me." If now you don't love me, like let's say right
But
now.
that's manipulation. That's already going back into that
But
discussion
you have
guys
you have a
had.
decision. You have a decision.
No, you do not.
Like,
Not
right
if you're
now,
being pressured.
as an example,
not
right?
if you're being manipulated.
Timing. Right now, as an example,
you always
if
have
you,
a choice.
If you and
You
me,
always have a
right,
choice.
we were
No matter
single,
what,
and I would
you
tell
always
you,
say no.
you know,
And
we're
it's
or we're
true,
building
you
a
do always have
relationship,
a choice.
and I
You're
tell
not
you,
your kid.
let's have sex.
Of course, when you're a kid, you always have a
I'm not
choice.
forcing you right now to have sex. If you decide, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have sex with him because I want to prove to him that I love him, and we go and have sex, even though you didn't really want to,
Right.
I didn't rape you. You
went ahead
decided, you got up, you walked over there, you got naked, and we had
No, and
consensual
you're-
sex.
and
Are you
you're
crying after?
No. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, if
Are
if
you
it's-
upset? You actually like this, so it's like
So
it's not rape.
you can't say that's rape though.
No,
But
no, no.
another example
let
is if
me
I'm holding you
rephrase.
down and I grab you and I throw you on the bed, it's
Okay.
like have sex with me now.
Okay,
You
so-
don't love me. Then if that happens, then that is rape, right?
Right. So okay, let me rephrase what I meant to say. If you're in a relationship with a person that is
Abusive.
is abusive, is
Yeah.
being
Okay.
violent towards you, and is
Mhm.
grabbing you and holding you down and saying you need to do this because if not, you don't love me or whatever, and they're physically abusing you. Not in the sense that
No,
okay,
I
because
agree-
you're
I agree
right.
with you on
do
that.
have we
I
have
agree with
choices
you on
all
that
the
because
time.
it is rape.
And you're
It
right.
is rape.
We do have a choice if, for example, if my boyfriend were to tell me, you need to have sex with me right now because if not, you don't love me, I'd tell him, whether you think I love you or not, I'm not having sex with you right now because I'm just not into it right now. You have a choice in that moment. But now if you're in that sort of relationship that you just really have no choice because you're afraid of that person when you are being in that relationship, then I mean it kind of is rape, right? If you have no choice, if you're being put down.
I agree.
I agree. If you're being held down against your own will, or if you're unconscious and not know what's going on.
Right. So that's what I meant.
I agree. I mean, rape does happen, right?
Right.
People do end up getting pregnant from rape. But even though you got raped, you could have taken Plan B and not had gotten pregnant in the first place.
Yeah, but like how I said earlier, sometimes that person's not gonna say anything to anybody.
You don't have to say anything.
You could go yourself.
You literally walk
but you got like
yeah.
I've never raped anyone and I've never been raped, but you got
Thank
so
God.
much shit.
Even if you did, you couldn't get pregnant.
But you got but you still got so much shit going on in your head.
Right.
That's possibly the last thing you're thinking about.
But Randy,
possibly. Like
I completely understand you, right? But you decided not to tell anybody. You decided, I'm so stressed out about this that I'm not gonna go out there and do what I have to do.
It's not about being stressed out. It's about
not
wanting people to know that you were raped. I feel like being raped is such
but like I said,
it's such a really bad thing that people really want to try to forget about. It's like how we talked about how these transgenders want to forget about their identity. Rape victims want to forget it happened, and they don't want to let us sink in. You can
still go out there without telling anybody you got raped. Go to Walgreens, buy the Plan B, and take it.
You'll never forget, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. You'll never forget.
But you can still do it without telling anybody you got raped. Without
they still want to.
They
want to live that life of wanting to forget it. But
there's still choices you can do.
And even if you think you're not going to get pregnant, because sometimes you don't get pregnant, you know. Sometimes
you're on birth control. You're on birth control. You get raped. You don't get pregnant.
No, I'm not talking about birth control.
I just still think that it's my body. You shouldn't tell me what to do.
And I agree 100% with that because it's your body. You know, you want to do what you want to do with it. But at the same time, you gotta have respect to what the guy has to say.
And I definitely agree with you.
Because if the guy wants to have the kid and you want to have the abortion, you gotta start thinking about it.
You have
to start thinking because not every man. No, it's not. But not every man's gonna stick around and tell you, "I want to have the kid because it's mine."
Exactly. And okay, so here's my thing, right? The law is one thing, and what we do physically is another thing. Now, out of respect, I believe that the law should be you could have an abortion up to such and such amount, which, you know, what is it?
You can have
refresh my memory. What is
it? It depends on the state, right? Some states have no limits. You can have an abortion,
which I think is fucked up.
At any point. Other ones normally they restrict from between 20 to 24, right? Like 24 is like kind of the normal. After 24, you can't really have an abortion anymore. 24 weeks. Of the 20 between 20 to 24 weeks is kind of the normal of the limits that some states have.
At that point, your baby's already developing. So much so that you're already feeling that child. So much so
that child is developed. Like
so much so that if you already feel your baby, if your baby's already developing, just finish. And if you don't want to have that child, give that child up for adoption. Just maybe somebody that's infertile. To maybe a family that really wants a baby.
There's adoption.
And I totally agree with that. Just like how you adopt your pets. Go for it. Adopt a baby, and I'm not
like I had
children
nurses.
to animals.
I had nurses.
Because I know that people will come after me if I say that. But
in New York is one state where it's legal to have late-term abortions, and so is Virginia.
Okay, cool.
So is I think it's Massachusetts, Alaska. They have no limit.
They have no limit.
They have no limit.
Crazy.
But like I had nurses, right? I posted up on Instagram, should abortions be legal or not? And I had in the picture that I posted, I had the 20-week-old baby, and it had some descriptions of what it was like for a child to be at that stage. And I had nurses messaging me and say, I've seen that. I've seen it happen. I've been there, and that is a fully developed child. That child has his limbs, has a full developed body, and you literally decided to kill a full developed child, just not to the size of what kids are naturally born. It's pretty much like a premature baby.
Yeah.
And it's legal to kill them. Nothing can tell you. There's no law telling you hurry up and do it now, right? Like there's some in Georgia now that have passed that says the heartbeat law, that basically before it has a heartbeat, you can do it, but once you have a heartbeat, you can't do it. And you know, the heartbeat pretty much develops at about 5, maybe 6 weeks. I could be wrong, and that's pretty close to when you find out that you're pregnant. So it's a very it's one of those
very slim line.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Is like if you had unprotected sex, you better take Plan B. Don't risk it. You know, if you know, and it's kind of stuff like that. That there's a lot of ways to avoid getting pregnant nowadays. People don't take them. They get pregnant anyways, and then they're like, "Oh, let me just erase my mistake."
Mega, I got.
And they, you know, the whole. Hold on, before we get there. Oh, it's my body, right?
Right.
But it's not just your body. You can't say that human that's growing inside of you, no matter what, doesn't matter what stage it is, right? It doesn't matter what stage, because it's developing. So what you're growing a tumor? No, you're growing a child, right? You're growing a fetus.
But it's my choice.
But it's its own thing. It's an individual. It lives inside your body, but it's individual from you.
I'm gonna ask.
So you're making a choice for it.
I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you something. And not me, because I wouldn't do this. But let's say there's a woman, and she gets pregnant, and she's unable because of the law to give an abortion. Now, okay, what I'm saying here is not that I would go ahead and have an abortion, right? Let me say this before I go ahead and continue.
Have like an illegal abortion?
No, hold on. I'm not going to go ahead and I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to get pregnant tomorrow and go have an abortion. What I'm saying here is that it should be the human being's choice, the one that gets pregnant. Because this is also something that we spoke in Baldwin's debate class. Now, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Because I'm me and I wouldn't feel comfortable going ahead and doing it. But then if you go ahead and do it, you know, if you go ahead and have an abortion, I'm not going to go ahead and judge you and say you are a piece of shit for doing that. It's your choice to do it. Now, when you make something illegal, I also don't think that it should be like up to 20-something, because you're right, that's a fully developed baby. And I have children that I've worked with that were born at 20-something, so God forbid, you know, that they wouldn't be here right now. But when it's something to that extreme, yes, I agree. I don't think you should have an abortion. There's a human being living inside of you, completely, like, already developing, you know?
Yeah. So, but
now, hold up. Now, what I'm trying to say is that it should be legal for those that just have different opinions. That's like if somebody right now were to tell you can't have this podcast because it's illegal to speak about this.
Then it's illegal. Right?
But
we have freedom of speech.
Because
it's in the Constitution.
Because here
it's
we
a
have
constitutional
freedom.
right.
Exactly, because here,
But abortions aren't a constitutional right.
But here, thank goodness, it is, because right now, and I'm going to take it deep, like, into politics, but let's say, and because our parents are Cuban, let's say right now, we decide to go to Cuba and visit. Yeah. You know, those people right now, currently, aren't even able to go, like, from point A to point B because there isn't enough transportation because of this whole communism thing and everything that's going on. And I don't want to continue talking about Cuba, but I'm just relating it to that. Thank goodness we have the ability to say, you know what, I want to go on air and say, fuck you. And I want to be able to say, you know what, I got pregnant, or, you know, I was raped and I got pregnant and I want to go have an abortion. I have those abilities. I have those rights as a human being because I'm not a robot. I'm also not letting somebody, you know, take control over my body.
But it's not taking control over your body, though, right? So I'm gonna make 3 quick points, and then you can go and say what you were gonna say. So point 1, when you said was taking over your body, right? Telling you what to do. That child has his own body. You're telling it you're gonna die. I don't want you, so I'm gonna kill you. In real life, we're already told what we can and can't do. That's what laws are. Laws tell you you can and you can't do this. Murder is illegal. We can't kill people just because we don't like you. Just because I don't like Randy, I can't shoot him in the face, right?
I'm not gonna get I can't go ahead and choke them into a table.
You also can't shoot a dog, but we eat fucking meat all the time.
Alright, but eating something.
Hey, I will never eat my dog. I'm not in China.
So that's another podcast.
We already have exactly. So we already have laws, right, telling us what we can and can't do. So now you're saying, oh, you can't tell me what to do with my body. We're telling you what to do with your body every day. You can't go outside naked. You can't go out and kill people. You can't go over a certain speed limit in certain areas.
Right.
You can't do certain things all the time. So we're being told what to do with our bodies all the time.
But it's for safety, some of those things. Okay, for example.
And we're talking about abortions are for the safety of the child.
Again.
Right? Second point, right? Second point is when a man gets a woman pregnant right now currently is
Right.
the decision that the man had left the moment he decided to have unprotected sex. So if I decided not to wrap up and I got my girlfriend pregnant and she wants to get an abortion, my decision ended the moment I decided not to wear a condom. I have no more power, right, over that decision.
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it is the woman's decision ended when she didn't protect herself from getting pregnant. Now she's pregnant, there's a child growing inside her, she no longer has the power to decide what to do to that child.
Okay. So I love my brother dearly. Kevin, I love you. But my mom got pregnant with him and she was wearing the T. She was protecting herself with my dad, obviously. Like, you know, they weren't trying to have...
But when it happens,
he's not a mistake, I love him. He's not a mistake, I love him.
It's okay.
He's actually made me a better person. We compliment each other. But
those are the exceptions to the rule, though.
But it happens.
It does happen.
And you know what? I'm going to take it even further. I know someone who was taking the pill, who was on the T, gets pregnant. She tries to terminate the pregnancy very fast because obviously she wasn't trying to get pregnant, so she takes a pill. Because the doctor's like, yo, you're only like 2-3 weeks, like, go for it, take the pill, you won't feel anything, there's literally like nothing there going on. You know what happened? Her baby still ended up living. She still had her baby, you know, she's super happy, but I mean, there's those cases too, where maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't happen, maybe you're super freaking trying to protect yourself, but then the universe says, you know what, you're gonna have this baby, whether
exactly.
you're not. And I think that that's beautiful in a way, because you had that baby.
But
the universe is literally saying,
now,
I don't care what you do medically, we're gonna give you this baby for some fucking reason or another, you know? But
that's fine. Just because you got pregnant, even though you try not to, doesn't tell you, it still doesn't give you the right to say, even though I really tried, and I got pregnant anyways, that's my justification for killing the child.
And that's why I love this podcast, because everybody has a different point of view and a different opinion.
So there's a new fetish out there, guys.
But we tell you what to do with your body all the time. You can't kill me right now. You can't assault me. If you assault me right now.
I don't know.
But if you wanted to, right? You can't. I'm telling you, you can't do what you want, right? The law's telling you cannot assault another person just because you feel like it. So they're telling you what to do with your body all the time, and everybody's okay with it. So why are you now taking it one step? No, but not this. This is the one thing you can't tell me what to do. We tell you what to do all the time. People are being told what to do all the time.
People are being told what to do all the time, which is why I think this podcast is great.
You explained to me, I think it was a few weeks back, about this new fetish that's out.
Yes.
It's called... It's a new sexual fetish that has emerged with couples repeatedly getting pregnant and getting abortions. You want to elaborate on more on that, or?
Yeah, so there's a fetish, like you were saying, that couples intentionally get pregnant. They let the child grow to a certain time, to whatever legal time they can get it. You know, the further along, the better. And then they get sexual pleasure from aborting the child. And, you know, this falls into the legality of certain states that you can either have late-term abortions or you can have an abortion up to 20 to 24 weeks or whatever, you know, and nobody can tell you just because abortion is illegal, but they tell you you can do it whenever you want. So these people are literally taking pleasure out of
late-term abortions,
whether they're late-term or not. Either they're 20 to 24 weeks or less.
I love these folks.
It's just they're allowed to, and that's immoral. That should not.
And I agree on that. I agree because you got people that love this fetish, and they want to do it.
And I understand that that's a small, right? That's an extreme case.
It's a small community.
It's an extreme case, but it's a case nonetheless. So if we make cases for other people, like people that got raped, then these people are gonna be like, but wait a minute, that's my fetish. Why are you telling me that that's wrong?
Wow.
You know?
But we live in that day and age where
everybody can't be pleased.
Yeah, no, we can't please everyone.
That's intense. You're right.
Everyone wants
Not
to have
everybody
that.
could be pleased. That's intense though.
There's always people that are going to be unhappy.
So here's something that I was talking the other day, and I don't remember who I was talking to about it with. But you know when you go to the doctor, and they literally ask you everything that the doctor you had previously asked you?
Yeah.
So, and literally the following day, you go to another doctor and they ask you the same fucking thing. And Dr. A doesn't know what Dr. B did. Dr. B doesn't know what right?
Yeah.
I think there should be a system where every doctor gets that information of that patient. Why? Because of psychological reasons also. We're really big on mental health nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because
that's what we all say.
Well,
we all say we're really big on mental health, but nobody really fucking cares.
Well, we should be. Right? That's another topic. The reason why I'm saying this is because should I go through that, right? Let's say I'm a doctor and you come to me with your wife and you say, listen, we're here because this and this happened and, you know, we think we're ready to have an abortion, whatever. You guys go through it. Now, if a few months from now you go to another doctor, I think that doctor should know whether you disclose it or not. I think there should be record that doctor receives, right? That's happening. Because let's say that I go to Dr. A one day and I move. And I tell Dr. A, by the way, I have AIDS or whatever. Don't, guys, but just saying.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking. And then I go to Dr. B in another state or whatever the fuck. And I don't tell that doctor that. And God forbid that doctor or that nurse is withdrawing blood. And now all of a sudden they... Everybody should know medically.
I agree. There should be a system.
Doctors should know what's happening with these patients when they move from one location to another.
I agree. There should, not even if they move from one location to another, if they even get a new insurance plan where it has to send them to a different doctor.
Definitely, yeah.
There should be a system and plan where the doctors can see how many abortions you've had, what surgeries you've had, if you have AIDS, if you have cancer.
Let's focus on
the abortions, right? But I agree with you on that, where the doctor should see that you've had certain amount of abortions,
right?
And that's it.
But according to the argument, it is we should not tell you what to do with your body. So why should we tell you that? Oh, you're allowed 5, but no more than 5.
Because there's also something called, like how you were saying, morals. There's also something called...
It's morally correct for 5, but after 5...
Let me finish.
Okay, that's it.
Also moral for yourself, your physical body. There's just so many times that you could put your body through something. Like if all of a sudden I want to go ahead and I want to continue, I'm going to end up like hurting my...
So what? It's your body, right? You can do whatever you want with it. I just want to keep aborting until I fucking either it kills me or...
Yeah, but the thing is, I just don't agree with this fetish because it's... I can't fall into this and
I think none of us agree with this fetish, right?
Listen, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to judge anyone.
Oh no, we're here to judge you. These people are fucking assholes.
I'm not here to judge anyone.
And they're fucking weirdos.
If you find somebody who's totally into that, I mean, I'm not gonna be a part of that.
I'll tell her, hey baby, let's go do it. 5 fucking abortions, baby. Let's fucking go. Yeah, right.
But okay.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm not for it, please.
But that's where we, go into the whole opinion thing and the beliefs and moral system and all that stuff.
Honestly, my question is, how the fuck does this woman or this man tell this girl, I have this fetish. I want you to get pregnant and get an abortion.
I don't know, dude. I don't
repeatedly. How do you get so comfortable?
Okay.
How does this generation fall so comfortable into that and just go along with it?
So, I mean, it's not just this generation, right? That party has existed for a long time and just been bring up to like now. But I'm pretty sure
interested now.
I'm pretty sure it's a more of a woman fetish that tells her, hey, look, I have this fetish of getting pregnant.
I mean, who knows?
Because I'm sure that man could have some kind of pleasure.
It's both of them. Right here it says, I know this fetish. My girlfriend and me have the same fetish. My girlfriend enjoys her pregnancies,
and he enjoys having
the abortion. Her preferred date to abort is between 20 to 24 weeks of gestation. Yeah. I enjoy making her pregnant, and I enjoy the time of her pregnancy. She has no menstrual period. And she is sexually very active.
Yeah. So the man gets the pleasure of the sex because she's more sensitive to it. She's more sexually active. There's no period involved and whatever. And then the woman gets the pleasure of the actual abortion itself. And yeah, it takes 2 to tango. And but that.
Would I? No, of course
not.
Of
course not.
But,
we all don't agree with that. To
each their effing own, yo. To each their effing own.
No.
People are like S&M, like.
It doesn't matter, right?
To each their own.
You can't think that way. You can't think that way because you can't say to each their own because then these people are like
I'm not gonna go
over
ahead
here.
And have like 1,000 abortions just because it's a freaking fetish.
Yes, but these people were having 1,000 fucking abortions because that's.
But you know what's gonna happen, and I mean, if you're one of those out there, totally hit us up and let us know. Just because of the fact that I'm like super curious to know that this is really a fucking thing somebody's doing. But yo, your body is gonna go through some shit. Like
of course,
you were telling me about
at a certain point, you stop getting pregnant.
Right, you were telling me about that. Mm-hmm.
But these guys. They're just gonna go on once this girl stops getting pregnant. They're just gonna go on and do it to another person, and it's not just like it could be just like
that's so crazy.
Like let's say we're dating and I tell you this is my fetish and you love me to a point where you'll go along with it. no, but it's just hypothetically speaking.
I'm so sorry.
It's hypothetically speaking. You'll go along with it because you love the person so much that you're like, fuck, I could get past this. Because there are people out there that are going to say, I could get past this.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And it happens repeatedly, and it ends up being that you get so used to it that it falls into your fetish.
Let's go back. So going back into mental health, I think you have to be someone who's conscious, definitely, and not somebody who's going through something, for example, like if you know you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, if you've been raped in the past, whatever darkness, whatever shit you've been through, it really depends. Because, for example, me being conscious and someone were to tell me, listen, I love you so much, but this is my fetish. I don't love you that much. Where's my purse? Let me get the fuck out of here. Because that's not what I believe in. Regardless of how much love I have for you, I love you as a human being, but I'm so sorry. Your views and my views are not the same.
Yeah.
I'm out. But then again, that comes also into willpower. Not only mental health. Mental health, yes, because you need to be physically stable, mentally stable to tell someone no. You need to be able to have that willpower, that courage to say to that person, you might love me and I might love you, but no, I'm totally not into this. Just because of the fact that you like something doesn't mean that now I have to like it or accept it. It's the same thing like when you're in a marriage, in a relationship, somebody likes one thing, I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to, now it's my choice at the end of the day whether I stay with that person or not, right?
Yeah.
Like if you tell me all of a sudden, hey, during sex I love fucking hitting you, and I don't like that,
or I like tying you up and all that fucking good shit, but
I mean,
not everybody.
It depends how good the sex is, right? You're like, maybe I'll finish this one time, but next time I'm not coming. Next time.
That's like some criminal mind
Let me just try this out one time.
I'll take a hit. I'll take one for the team.
I'll take a fucking knockout punch to the jaw. It's fine. Knock me out, baby. Knock me out. It's fine.
I literally think that's like a criminal mind show. And if somebody fucking remembers that episode, please let me know. When like somebody's like so totally into S&M and they have sex with a person, they tie them up and then they kill them. Anyways.
Shit.
I forgot what episode that was.
You know which one I'm talking about,
yes,
though?
I do know.
I love those shows.
I've never seen that.
It's super good. In my opinion.
So what are your last thoughts on the whole abortion?
So, like I said, I think it should be illegal, period. Just period. It should be illegal. I mean, there's plenty of ways to get around it. If you got yourself into it, if you didn't want to be there, I'm sorry. It sucks. But it might suck for you, but you can't be selfish and think about, I want to erase my mistake.
It's not a mistake.
And, deal with the fact that there's a child coming. You don't want it? Put it up for adoption. There's people that out there that are trying to get pregnant that can't. They'll pay you to have the baby. Will support you, pay all your bills to get you to the pregnancy. The minute the baby comes out, it's given to them, and they'll take care of it. Figure it out. There's difficult situations out there, and you can make it a better situation. You just must have to struggle and grind for it, but you can get around it. It's not just the easy way out. Oh, I'm just gonna have an abortion. Unfortunately, we're being told what to do every day in our lives already.
I understand
so
that.
That's not enough of an
I
excuse.
understand, but I still say women have the choice in what they want to do in their body, and I'll stand by that 100%.
It's not their own body. It's not their own body.
I can't tell. It's like I can't tell Taimy, have the abortion.
I'm not pregnant.
But you didn't get her pregnant, though, right? What if you did get her pregnant?
I still.
And then she. We're all talking about hypothetical examples here.
It'd be tough because it's like
you
I've
don't want
always
it,
said,
but
I've always, no matter what, I will take care of my kid even if it was a mistake, I'll take care of my kid because I'll own up to my responsibility.
But that's your personal choice, so not everybody thinks
But
that, right?
if my girlfriend wants to have an abortion, and in the back of my head it's like, fuck yeah, get it fucking done because we're not fucking ready. Go ahead and do it. But no matter what, I'll tell you straight up, don't do it because I'm the father. I'm gonna be there. But in the back of my head, it's just like get the fucking get the abortion.
Right.
Just get it.
Right. So let's say the example. They say the example.
I respect it.
She does right now. Abortion is legal. You know, the woman has the choice. She doesn't want to, but you want to. You want an abortion. She doesn't want an abortion.
Push her down the stairs.
Huh? No. That's
what?
Push her down the stairs. No, I'm kidding, guys. It's a joke.
So
it's a joke.
Right. So she doesn't want the abortion, but you do. You don't want that baby, right? Technically, to this laws, that's okay. She'll have the baby, and then you get stuck with child support.
Okay.
Well, no. I don't agree. Because at a certain point, if she's got to understand, if I don't want to have the kid and she doesn't, and she wants to have it, and if I don't want to be a part of the kid's life because I don't want the fucking kid, she's got to understand.
Doesn't work that way. Doesn't matter what she understands. That's the law.
It's the law.
The
law
I
is
agree. You're gonna get hit with child support.
And I agree. But there are families that women understand.
We're talking about the law, big boy.
Yeah, we're talking about the law, but there are families that understand.
We're talking about changing the law.
Where there are families that understand the point that okay, he doesn't want to be a part of it, but I still want this kid, and I got the means to take care of this kid by myself. I'm gonna do it.
But the reverse exists.
Look, I got my own cousin that hasn't taken a penny from her fucking baby daddy.
Right.
Okay.
And it's not that she lives the best, she's not the richest person.
But those are exceptions. Those are exceptions.
Raised her fucking 3 kids with no child support.
Alright, but those are the minority.
Because he didn't want to be a part of their life.
Where are your statistics?
Don't worry, we'll link articles to the description of the video. I'm not gonna just talk shit out of my ass.
No, I'm just messing with you. But okay, I know people that have literally said, listen, I'm pregnant. What do you want to do?
Okay.
If that person says, I want to keep it,
then
I believe,
the
guy and the woman do as well. Mm-hmm. The woman does as well. Then I believe it becomes now a partnership. Mm-hmm. You're co-parenting, whether you're together or not together.
Yeah.
Now, if one day that woman decides to tell that person, hey, listen, I need help financially. Let's say you're not together, right? And you just need help financially. As a human being, because it's been done all across the world, you could go ahead and help financially. Now, when it comes to, and I'm speaking not from experience because I don't have kids, but just family experience, when a person doesn't want to help, but they're the father and they've acknowledged and they've been in that child's life for so long, there just comes a point in time where you can't speak to that person anymore. You have to say, okay, you know what? Here's child support. Yeah. Now, here's another thing. Okay. If I, as a woman, say to this person, listen, I'm pregnant, and that person says to me, well, I don't want to have that child. I'm not for it. I'm not ready to be a father. Logical, of course, I have to say, you know what? Can I, by myself, do this? Can I not? Why? Because even if that person says to you, yes, I want to have this baby, you have to also be so conscious and be so aware that this is your child. If that person decides to jump into a plane and leave the country and never help you, never see that child, you have to be conscious and you have to be aware of what you're going to do. Okay. You have to be ready. Not because we're never ready. You just have to be able to say, can I do this? Okay. You have to have that courage, that willpower to say, I'm going to continue. I can do this. I will be strong enough. I will be there. Because it's not easy to be a mom, and I'm not a mom, so I can't speak for all my ladies, that have kids, but it's not easy, and just ask your parents. It's not.
And some guys and even if they agree to having the kid, some guys still have regrets.
Yeah, they back out halfway.
Not back out. Let's say they still stay in the relationship, they get married, all this.
Of course.
Because I met a couple.
Right.
In my recent trip.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know if I destroyed the relationship or what.
Oh my god.
But family, but it was they're both there. Okay. I didn't do anything with them.
I don't know if I destroyed the relationship. If you say that's because it was already destroyed, by the way, you did nothing.
Well, they brought up a picture of my niece. They brought up a picture of my niece, and the lady asked, "So who is this thinking this is my kid?" I was like, no, that's my niece.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. I don't have kids.
Okay.
But that's my niece. She's the greatest kid on this planet. I love her. And she's like, yeah, we got 2 kids of our own. They're the best thing. And they're talking about how I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have kids. So I'm like later on in life, I'm not gonna have kids. And she started talking about it, and the husband's like, yeah, I wasn't ready to have kids.
Okay. Maybe he wasn't.
And she was trying.
Okay.
She was trying to have kids, and she thought he was ready.
Let me tell you something though. Let me cut you off right there. He's fucking her. He was trying.
I agree. I wanted to say that to him.
Was trying.
I wanted to say that to him.
But he wasn't trying to have a kid.
But I was. We were all drunk.
Oh.
And that's when the truth comes out. The truth comes out when you're drunk.
The drunken words are sober thoughts.
That's how we drink here.
Oh
yes.
my god.
That's how we drink.
And
none of us are drunk.
And these words came out of this guy's mouth, and I was like, dude, you just ruined your relationship. Like, you fucked your relationship up.
No.
Yes. Because she got so offended. This guy was going to get laid that night.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And she wanted to get it from me after, but I was like, I got it. Let me take the picture. I was like, she wanted, fuck yeah, who cares? I took the picture. She said, oh, let's take a picture. She was expecting me to get next to her. I got next to the fucking husband. I was like this. I'm like, I'm staying away from you, guys. I don't want to cause any fucking issues between you two. She ended up coming next to me and him and taking a picture of both of us, and I was like, oh my god.
Not just because she's
this lady really, she.
Okay, whatever.
Well, quick,
she really wants a divorce after that night. After that night, she really wants a divorce.
Before you made the next subject, opposite, right? I was saying the husband doesn't want it, but the mom does.
Okay.
The inverse happens as well. The husband wants to keep it, or the boyfriend, or the guy,
Yeah.
just the guy, right? The guy wants to keep it, and the girl doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy gets no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, he gets no choice to get hit with child support if he doesn't want it, and if he does want it, and the girl doesn't want it, he has no choice again, and she gets to do whatever she wants.
Okay, so I know in the beginning of the podcast I talked about my yoga career, my yoga passion, what I'm doing, right? So I have, besides yoga, what I do on the side is, I do a ton of stuff. I'm not even going to go into detail about everything I do. But anyways, I work in early childcare, and I've been in early childcare for 10 plus years. And I have met single fathers. I have met multiple, not just one, multiple. That mom has just up and gone, fucking vanished. Now, as a woman, I don't think I could do that. But then again, that's because of the way that I was raised. My mom was literally the type of person, and that she would say, listen, if I have to go under a bridge, my kids are going under that bridge with me. I'm not leaving my kids with no one. So maybe it's that mentality that I have, and I totally appreciate that. But if, I were in that situation, like I said again, I don't think I would leave, but if somebody were to tell me, listen, I really want to have the kid, but I don't want to, and maybe I was just doing it for them, then probably I could see why some women would do what they do. I think I'm not here to judge.
But still, like you said earlier, you have your voice. You can say
I have,
no.
Right, but
But
me,
dude,
I have my voice.
The guy has no voice, right? The guy doesn't have the voice to say I want it, and the guy doesn't have the voice to say I don't want it.
But we're talking about planning to have kids.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about abortions, right? So when the pregnancy comes up,
right.
if the guy says I don't want it, he's gonna get slapped with child support. Even though he doesn't want it, by the wife or the girlfriend. That's when I agree with child support. If the woman doesn't want to have it, but I want to have it, and you end up having it, I'll slap you with fucking child support.
That happens, and
it does because my cousin paid $800 for fucking child support for 2 girls.
Hold on, let's go back.
And she was paying it to the husband, a deadbeat. A fucking deadbeat that had full custody of the kids, and she was paying child support, and she was trying to be in the kids' lives. And the guy
that wasn't about abortion though, right? Because
no, it wasn't about abortion, but we're talking about the child support part.
But we're talking about abortion. We're talking about abortion. So in abortion cases, when the dad doesn't want it, and the girl does, he gets hit with child support because he doesn't want to be part of the family. He gets hit with it, right? So he doesn't have a choice. His choice was I don't want it, I don't want to deal with it, but he gets hit with it.
No.
And the opposite is I do want it. The girl says I don't want it. He doesn't get the choice to keep the child.
Right.
So at the end of the day, in either scenario, the guy's getting fucked. In one, he's not getting what he wants, and in the other one, he's not getting what he wants again, just in a different way.
And I think I forgot to say that earlier, but I actually know of someone who had a baby with someone, and because of that person not wanting to be in the child's life, not wanting to acknowledge, not wanting, right?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't give that guy's last name,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to be there to sign
Yes.
a piece of paper. Now, did you know, and maybe you didn't know, so did you know that if your last name is not on that birth certificate, you have to go through like a huge process to
You're
be
not
able
really
to
seen
go-
as a parent.
Yeah, you have to go through that whole process to be able to then later on go and get birth what's that called?
Custody rights.
Yeah, custody rights, and go through child support and all that. Like, they literally have to go through the whole court system,
Mhm.
do a DNA test, the whole shebang.
Yes.
And of course, you need
Yes.
your consent to go through all of that. So let's say you never want to go through it, you don't get hit with child support.
You do though. Even if I give up my custody rights of my kid
But if
and I
you,
didn't want
but
it,
if you
I
never
give up
had
my
your
rights, I
child's
can still
last
get
name,
hit.
I'll do a little
I can still get hit with
extra
child support.
research. Okay, we're gonna literally go back into the debate. I thought we were just saying our final thoughts.
So we
We're
are, right?
gonna jump back into the debate again because you know what? We haven't.
So
no matter what,
it's not just their body, right? Like I believe she lost her rights the minute she decided to get pregnant. Just like the men lost their right the minute they decided not to wear a condom and get.
But what if it's a mutual agreement? Okay,
Exactly.
What mutual
should
agreement?
be.
Or-
we should get an abortion.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you mutually agree, because that child is not saying, "Hey, come kill me. I want to die."
Stop
But as a little fucking
Oh,
being,
sorry.
as a little being, he has a say. As a little being,
Huh?
As a
It's a
little
human being. It's gonna become a human being. You're killing a life.
it's going to become a human being, but not just yet. He doesn't.
But
have
it's
a-
life. It's life developing that you're gonna terminate. That's all that matters, right? The fact is that it's a life. It's gonna be a human being because
So
it's
fuck it. So
developing.
should we go to jail for fucking aborting babies then?
Well, of course, if it's illegal, you're
I
breaking
think
the
we
law.
should
Then
put
you're
our
definitely
moms
going
in
to jail.
here.
But
They'll probably say, "I should have aborted all three of you."
shit.
No, kidding.
But no, you can't terminate another person's life. You can't kill people now. You'll go to jail if you kill somebody. So why can you kill an unborn child? That's a human life, even if it's not fully developed or not. So what? You're gonna kill retard kids because they're not fully developed?
No.
No,
Say
they
the word
actually,
retard.
spinal bifida. They actually, there's the first case that happened like 2 weeks ago. They went inside the womb and fixed spinal bifida.
Okay.
They fix it. So
Yes.
you're able to fix.
Okay.
You're able to fix
Okay.
the genes now. We have the technology. But if you're not 100% ready, you should.
That's your personal issue.
That's my personal issue.
Not you personally, but I'm saying like the person that got pregnant. Oh, I'm not ready. Sorry, bro. Shouldn't have had unprotected sex. It happened.
But what if you had
Choice.
protected sex
Choice.
and it happens?
It happened, bro. You gotta deal with it. You can't kill a life just because it's not convenient to you. That's my goal. It doesn't matter if you were safe and it happened. Just because it's not convenient to you doesn't give you the
Some
right to
kids
kill
ruin lives.
it. Huh?
Some kids ruin lives.
Take that back.
But even if you never want to be aborted, other people will ruin lives.
Unless you're the Antichrist.
No.
Chill.
Look, there's
Yeah,
kids
some
that
kids are the
kid-
fucking Antichrist.
No, some kids-
I've met my fucking little cousins.
Look, bro.
They're the fucking Antichrist.
Plenty of kids were wanted and ended up Ted Bundy. I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy was a
Right.
wanted baby.
Probably.
He grew up and
Probably.
became a horrible person. So just
So-
because you're unwanted doesn't mean your life is less valuable.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the funny part, right? I don't think. Say that again?
The Antichrist?
Yeah, say it. The whole thing.
About what if your kid's an Antichrist? Like,
I don't think anyone is. I think we are
That's an
all.
extreme case.
No.
that's an extreme case.
That was a
I
super
just
extreme.
wanted to
Sorry,
Again.
I've been watching American Horror Stories the last
I
last
see that.
season. So
The which one
I
is my
rewatched
favorite one?
I rewatched it. No, my favorite one is the Antichrist one. I think that's the best episode.
No,
the
the
best
one Lady
season.
Gaga was very strange.
I didn't
It
watch
was
that
really
show.
Good.
She was weird.
It was very weird. She's great though.
The whole time.
Abortion.
was
So
weird.
Anyway,
abortion.
So, no, I mean, we're not gonna dive back into the whole entire thing. We're just giving our last opinions. I think you're totally wrong about what you just said. What if a child is what the?
No, I was just saying.
What is that?
I was just joking around.
Listen, you can literally be born one way and raised one way and end up another way. It's literally about your upbringing, but it's also about your mentality, your mental health. It depends what you grow up to be like, right? For you to be a fucking antichrist. Come on, child.
Sickness.
Oh my goodness. Personal opinion, right? This is just me being out there. It's my choice. Doggy's a part of the podcast now.
But it's not just your choice
Say hi,
because.
Misty.
Hero. So it's not just your choice though, because there's a
Listen,
baby
right
in there
now
with
it's
its own
my
body.
choice whether you like it or not. I would
Legally right now, yes, but it
personally-
shouldn't stay that way.
personally, and you're right. If they were to go ahead and make it like completely illegal, right? Because yes, we have a choice to vote, supposedly. Yes, we have a choice to vote. But if, let's say, Florida all of a sudden said like, hey, you can't have an abortion like ever, I would be upset because it's my body, it's my choice with what I want to do, and stop saying it's not my body. It is.
It's not your body anymore. Because now your
My
body
opinion
is growing
is-
another body inside of it.
Randy, hit it for me.
But
My
no, I don't
opinion
agree
is
with you
that
on that
yes.
because at the end of the day, that body is gaining nutrition from your body or my
It
body.
doesn't matter.
If I'm a girl, it's gaining nutrition from me, so it's my body growing inside of
I'm
me.
the vessel.
doesn't matter.
I'm the vessel.
Exactly, you're
Okay,
just
Okay,
a vessel.
so you know what? Let me tell
You're
you
just a
something.
vessel.
Because of the fact that, let's say I was your mom, right? Because I am your mother, I could literally tell you right now, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
But because you're a human being and you're my child, you think you have authority to live in my house? No, you don't. Get out. I'm literally doing the same thing.
That's different.
Push
Because
them
they're
out
not
whenever
killing
you
me.
want.
They're not killing me. They're telling me get out. Okay, I'll go find somewhere else to live.
And-
But that child can't live anywhere else.
Let me go
And the
back
only way to
being
get it
serious.
out is to
Okay,
Giso.
let me go back to being serious. Because I was just being I was just joking, being playful, whatever. I still wouldn't because it's my body. I wouldn't want it to be
But you
completely.
gotta remember
But
that's not just your
I'm
body
not
anymore.
saying I would do it.
No, I can't
I'm
saying
fully go
it's
behind
my
that and
choice.
say that it's not
I-
your body because at the end of the day,
It's
it
not,
still
Randy.
grabs nutrition from you.
It doesn't matter if it's grabbing
It's
nutrition.
basically killing you.
It's not killing you.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
It takes
There's
nutrition
been
from you.
women that
No.
have died during
It takes your
Okay.
nutrients.
So?
It takes all the bone marrow from
So?
your teeth, and some women could lose teeth from the baby.
Look, bro, you get
if you don't
fake
drink
teeth,
enough
nigga.
calcium, you lose your teeth.
You'll get fake
So
teeth.
at the end of the day, the baby's
No.
killing you little by little. And
No,
yes, it
I don't
does.
agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Completely.
I don't agree.
No,
with
it doesn't kill you completely, but it's taking nutrition from you.
No.
Nutrition that you need
All
that
I
for
know
yourself.
is that
that
Misty's
is
getting
taken
a little
from
massage. No, like
Massage party on
here's the
Friday.
thing. Even though I wouldn't go ahead and do it. I mean, I haven't been put in that situation, but I just wouldn't want to have to tell a 9-year-old child, listen, now you're a mom. Because unfortunately, I know what you're saying, and I
Yeah.
totally agree, and I respect your opinion, and that's what this podcast is about, right? Listening to one another, respecting one another's opinions, and I think it's beautiful, and I think we should be able to go out and, even with our family members, because I know for a fact, and I've been there at my house, and all of a sudden we start speaking about politics, and people all of a sudden want to chew their throats out. And I love the fact that we're able to speak and we don't want to chew each other's throats out. We respect each other, and even though we might not agree, and it's perfectly fine, but I just wouldn't want to have to tell someone who unfortunately got raped at the age of 9, by their father, their uncle, or whomever, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to say, now you have to go ahead and carry this baby, and who knows what might happen to that little girl. We have to think about that as well. And I know what you're
Yes.
saying. We're literally taking another life. Because I do agree with you. That's a life
I
inside of
do
you.
too.
Which is
I do too.
probably
At the end
why...
of the day, it's murder,
Which is-
but
Which is...
But it's okay?
Listen.
yeah.
Like I said earlier,
No.
like I said earlier, I know people who've been through it and it's a trauma afterwards, and I know people that have been through it and they've had to do it, or it's just been a choice, but they live with that pain and it hurts them deep inside. But you know what? They did it. I'm not there to judge. I'm not God. I'm not anyone superior to
Well, yeah,
them.
we're not judging
We're not
people. We're not
judging.
judging people,
But-
but it's lawfully it's not correct,
Law-
and morally it's not correct.
Morally, you might believe it's not correct. Lawfully,
No.
I think it's
Moral-
okay.
So see, when it comes to morals isn't about belief. Like there's it's either right or it's wrong. There's always a right and there's always a wrong. Taking another life is wrong. Period.
You're right. Taking a life is wrong.
Yeah.
Taking a life is wrong. I'm not gonna go to you and shoot you. What? That's crazy. I would have to literally be sick in the head.
So what are your final
But-
thoughts?
My final thoughts are still, women still have their
Yeah,
choice.
we have our choice.
At the end of the day, they are the ones in control of their body. I can't control them and tell them
Yeah.
you keep the baby. If they think, okay, I don't want to have the baby, what can I do? I can't do it. As much as I want to have the baby, I can't
Well,
do
you
anything.
can't do anything, but I'm saying legally, what if you could make it legal or
If it
illegal?
turns
what would
out-
you choose?
I'd still have to go make it legal still, make abortion legal.
And the
Because
reason why
I still have that
yes.
respect as you're a woman, you have control of whatever you want to do with your body.
All right.
If you want to get the abortion, get the abortion. It's gonna hurt me, yes, it's gonna hurt me because I still want to be a part of that baby's family.
We're not together.
but if you want to do it, go ahead,
Right.
do it.
Of course.
And I'm gonna have to end up supporting you 100% because
Right.
you're 100% full control of your body. I
How about
can't
that,
tell you
Daddy?
yes or no, even though as much as I want to fight you for it, I can't. I really can't.
I don't agree, man. So my final thought
Because
is I
someone-
don't agree. I feel
Look, it's like the episode in The Ranch when she was gonna go have the abortion.
yeah.
They went to-
No. So referring to that episode,
So
right?
mom didn't want
What did
the
mom-
abortion.
What did the mom tell Colt? The mom told him, "Your decision ended when you decided not to wrap up and wear a condom." That's where his decision ended.
But he was a part. He wanted to be a part of the baby's family since the beginning.
Okay. And
She
so-
wanted to get the abortion,
Okay.
and he was like, "I don't want it." But at the end of the day, what did he do? I agree with, and he took her, even
Because
though
he
they
can't
had
do anything about it.
exactly
Right,
Even
but-
though he
but that's not the
agreed
argument.
to doing it, and they finally agreed there. She's like, I can't do this. I can't
But
get the abortion.
the argument is, if you could make it illegal, would you? And I would say yes, because I believe
Being
her
selfish.
decision.
If
is
I want
not
to be selfish, I'd say make it illegal.
it's not about being
Make
selfish
it illegal,
though.
because
It's not
I
about being
know,
selfish.
for at least in my thoughts, if I want to make it, if I want to be selfish,
No.
make it illegal, because no matter what, that's gonna be.
That's
my
wrong.
fucking
That's
kid.
wrong. It's not about being
It's
selfish.
not
It's
about being
it's actually
selfish.
At
thinking
least in
about
my thought, my
selfish.
thought
Look,
is being selfish.
selfishness is getting the abortion because it's convenient to the mother or father to not have the baby for X, Y, and Z. It's selfless to get to not have the abortion because you're putting the child's life before yours. And saying, even though this
It
might be
goes both ways.
even though this might be inconvenient and it's gonna give me struggles in my life for whatever X, Y, Z, I'm still gonna have it because it's a life, and I don't have a right to take this child's life. That's selfless. It's not selfish to not have an abortion. To make abortions illegal is not selfish. It's selfless.
It is selfless, but at the same time, if I want to take because I'm a man, if I want to take the willpower from a woman and be like,
But we're not taking. You
That's
can't
it.
think about it that way. We're not taking about it, right? A woman is introducing the conversation. We're not saying let us men decide what women should do.
Okay,
That's not what I'm
that's
saying.
a-
We're
that's
discussing
where it leads
men
to.
and women.
Men are the ones
No.
literally taking this fucking topic and spinning it as this is what we want to do. We want to make it legal because we still want to be a part of the kid's family, no matter what.
But there's women in
But
Congress as well.
there's
So
women in
women
Congress.
women are also
There
involved in the conversation.
But not
Yes,
as many as men.
But not as many as
Okay.
men. Men is the majority.
Okay.
The
okay.
minority is women.
Okay.
Right.
And I still have to support the women, no matter what. I still have to support women and
Doesn't-
thinking about their body and what they want to do.
No.
Because at the end of the day, they want to do what they want to do.
I think honestly,
Sorry for pointing
guys.
at you.
No, it's
I don't
cool.
mean
It's cool. I mean,
I don't mean it
not
like that.
pregnant, by the way. I think that the reason why, and I mean, I might be wrong, and ladies, if you're hearing this, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the reason why a lot of women say, make it legal is because of the whole choice thing.
Mhm.
Because as women, we believe we should have that choice. And I think it's true, and it still stands to this day. Go speak to your mom after. I understand totally what you're saying, and I'm not saying I completely disagree with you, and I'm not saying, I hate you for it, and I'm not bashing you for it. I've said it many times. I mean, if I get pregnant, I'll have my child right now.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
as an individual. Yeah. But
I
we're
as
talking
an
about as the
individual,
collective.
But that's exactly why I don't think I would go ahead and say let's make it illegal. Because if, let's say you're not Randy, let's say you're Merida.
Merida.
I don't know, this is
It's
the
a
first
horrible name. Say Jack.
Rachel. Fuck,
Jack.
Randy, Rachel. Okay, let's say you're Rachel and you get pregnant and, you want to go ahead and, I don't know, I was thinking of the movie Brave. That's her name, right? Merida? Okay,
That's
Red hair,
her
that's
name.
fine.
Right?
Yeah, the
Movie,
cartoon
Disney
movie.
movie,
Yeah,
Disney
anyway,
movie.
super cute movie. You have to
I know,
watch
I've watched the movie, I just don't know the names.
it. Okay, that's her name. So I think that's, the reason why I have to incline towards leave it legal, because that's like if I were to tell you right now, you can't have that fucking beer, let me take it away from you.
That did happen. That was called a prohibition.
I understand, and now you have that right to have that beer.
But this beer doesn't kill people.
Yo, relax, let me finish. Now my Hialeah is coming out. But
I in the building over here. Watch out.
2011. But it's okay, for you to say like I want to have this beer. It's okay for you to say like I want to go ahead and I want to get this abortion because it's good for me. Go for it. That's you. That's yourself. That's your individual self.
It's not okay to kill. Hey, I want to kill.
But that's your personal opinion, and that's why we're doing this podcast.
No, because it's not my personal opinion. It's logical. Lawfully, we can't kill people. No, we can't kill people right now.
We can't.
Nobody agrees with
and I would never
killing somebody else just because I don't like you, or because.
Hold on, because I literally just said I would never, and it like hit me like a bomb. Never say never. Never saying I would never kill someone. I mean, guys, I've never, and to this day.
Yeah.
Just check your backyard, guys. He's got like 3 bodies.
But if like I had something, in my possession that could harm someone because someone was doing something to me, now it's illegal because I defended myself.
No, self-defense and murder are 2 different things.
So what if I'm having this abortion because I know I'm going to die?
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
No.
Yes.
So what are you saying? You'd rather your wife to die instead of having your kid?
Okay, so hold on. We're taking the conversation to an extreme.
We're not taking it to an extreme.
Yes, we are.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it.
All right, let me respond. So we're taking the conversation to an extreme, right? We're talking about general abortions. Abortions that don't have to do with life-threatening. This
is a late-term abortion.
Not
right now, like
just a regular abortion between the legal status right now of up to 20 to 24 weeks. But yes, I understand that abortions in general are a gray area, right? So like if an 8-year-old gets, a 12-year-old gets raped,
of course,
or an 11-year-old gets molested,
illegal, she couldn't.
But we're talking about it's illegal if we're talking about normal cases.
Okay, normal cases. If you fucked up, bro, have your fucking baby. You fucked up. Grow up. Be a fucking grown woman.
But that's not what you guys are saying.
No, what I'm saying is it should be illegal for those other situations, for those cases, to have that right. Because once it's illegal, that's it. That 9-year-old child has to. It's like that shit that's happening in where is it? Alabama, right?
Alabama, New
right?
York. Or
is it Alabama?
What happened?
Yeah, the heartbeat law. What are you talking about? What's happening in Alabama?
Look it up. Yeah, you just cannot at all get like an abortion.
I think it's Alabama or Georgia.
Then you just cannot at all anymore. And us women, Georgia. Yeah. We're just like upset about it, and it's true. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Georgia,
go ahead and bash me for it.
All right.
But it's because. And not
but you
again,
can still
not
like
me,
I said, right?
But because of everyone else.
But even if you got raped,
I'm thinking of other women.
Even if you got raped, right? You could have taken Plan B. Right.
But what if it's a 9-year-old child and she got raped by God forbid?
They can't give her Plan B?
No. What if it's because I'm a 9-year-old kid, I'm sleeping on my bed, all of a sudden some motherfucker comes. Sorry, totally got upset right there. I was like, whoa, that was a lot. Comes into my room, God forbid does that to me. I get pregnant. I don't know nothing. I have no idea what's happening. I don't say anything to anyone. I'm afraid for my life because it's happened. These cases are happening, and it's not.
But
and
they're
it's
the
not
minority.
That they're happening so much.
No, but they're the minority in the whole spectrum of abortions.
Right. But if we make it illegal, we're taking that right from those people as well.
But we're talking about.
That's just my thought.
I understand, right? I understand what you're saying.
That's it.
But at the end of the day, in all laws, in all politics, there's no way to please absolutely everybody.
You're right. There's no way.
You can't. There's always gonna be somebody unhappy. Somebody's always gonna get fucked over by the law, right?
Whatever.
So are we gonna let abortions be legal just because that minority of people that happens to?
I think it should, but I think it depends on your situation as well. Like the whole fetish thing you were talking about.
Yeah, that's just fucking just weird.
I think that's like totally fucked up because what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they're just fucking weirdos.
And yo, whoever literally
if you like that shit, comment and let me know.
Please let me know.
I wanna know.
So
Taimy
what you
from
feel out of
Happy Yoga wants to fucking know.
Please let me know.
We wanna know as
what
well.
it's about. Listen. I've met people that have like these crazy fucking fetishes, and then they explain to me why, and they tell me what it is and how they're saving this other person's life by doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, yo, kudos to you. You're a healer. You're helping this person by doing that, right? But please explain to me what the fuck you get out of that. And I know I'm gonna get a ton of people bashing me for this that like it, but please explain.
Yes, it's fine. I want to know too. I agree. I want to know. We need an explanation on why have abortion fetishes.
So drop your comments. Tell us what you guys think about whether
Totally.
you think it should be legal, it shouldn't be illegal. You know, all feedback is welcomed. Whatever you guys believe, explain your answers. Why? You know, do you agree with me? Do you agree with them? Yes or no? Why? And you know, hit the like button, subscribe. You know, so final words of who you are, what you do. Tell everybody again one last time.
Okay, so P.S. Don't hate me for this. I'm literally and I was telling them earlier, which is the reason why I absolutely love that they're doing this. I met someone recently that literally told me, what would you tell your younger self? And I said, to speak my truth, my authentic, my raw self. Because so many of us are enclosed in this bubble that we are so afraid. And even coming into this podcast, a lot of people told me, be very careful. I'm not careful. I'm speaking my truth. I'm being my authentic self. And I'm not holding back. I'm holding back a few F words, but I'm not holding back what I think, what I feel. And I'm also here representing all of my goddesses, all of my queens, all of the women that I believe deserve, you know, to be heard. I mean, and I know for a fact that there are women out there that just would never do it. And I completely respect that. And I have never been in that situation, so maybe I'm stepping a line and I'm speaking a little bit more than what I should. But I know people close in family and friends, you know, even like bloodline, like that close, that have had to do it or that just decided to because they just didn't want it. And I respect it. Like I was saying earlier, you know, it's about respect. Again, I haven't been in that situation, so I'm just giving my opinion, and I'm also just advocating for those who need their rights. Again, you know, I mean, it's a loving podcast. We're just here to voice our opinions, and we're not here to chew each other's throats out. So yeah, if you get totally upset, I'm very sorry, but this is just me.
It's okay.
So my name is Taimy. Again, literally like time me, because people start, you know, questioning that, or asking how to say it. I literally had a friend that was calling me Taimy like for a year, and then she heard somebody say Taimy, and I'm like, it's totally okay. I still love you. You could call me whatever you want. I don't care. I am over that stage of giving a fuck what people call me. I don't care. So yes, I'm a yoga instructor. You can find me at A Happy Soul Yoga. Soul, S-O-L. There's a reason to that. It's not because I forgot the U. And that's me, yeah. Just here to hopefully inspire and just, you know, be
Don't you have an
myself.
event coming up on the 27th?
I do.
Yeah.
I have an event. It's totally Halloween themed because, bruja.
I love Halloween. My birthday's in October, so.
So totally
love
cool. But yeah, my event is totally free to everyone that wants to come out in Tropical Park. It's a yoga event. It's open to everyone, beginners, super advanced people, whatever the case may be. If you want to try it out, you've never tried it out. If you think you're flexible, kudos to you. If you think you're not flexible, definitely come, because it's life changing. Like Miguel could totally like tell you how life
totally agree.
Totally. Like you don't have to be
I've
flexible.
tried it. It's awesome. It's a great exercise. Great experience.
Dude, and y'all know me. I was never a dancer. I was never a cheerleader. The most I did was swimming, and I was super stiff all the time. I absolutely love what yoga did. And yeah, if you guys totally want to come out, it'll be at 11 a.m. I had to change the time. It'll be at 11 a.m. at Tropical Park, and it's Halloween themed. Please come dress up, or at least with a theme shirt, because it'll be fun.
And they can they find your Instagram. They have all the information, the links.
Yes,
to
the link
sign
is
up.
in my bio. Everything is free, of course. If anybody wants to leave a donation, it's totally appreciated, but it's not mandatory. And the only reason why my friend and I, we ask for donations, obviously, it's your choice, is because we do go ahead and we provide like props props for people. We have extra mats that we go ahead and we provide. We also have like little essential oils, you know, that we go around with.
Exactly.
So all these different equipment, we
you gotta
pay
yeah,
for it. We gotta buy it, you know, somehow.
Exactly.
So,
Alright.
So
yeah.
final words.
Final words. We're sponsored by the Checkered Butterfly and George Ox, and also by the Santa Esteban family. You can find them on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you guys. Don't forget this is Taimy. She's the yoga instructor and our special guest of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Smash the like button, subscribe, drop your comments on what you guys think about the podcast, and dale.